Hey everybody, this is Rental, really not that ultralight. Returning here, it's been a while. This is my channel and Unicorn Explorers YouTube channel. If you don't know, we were planning a trip to Vietnam for 30 days in 2020 to follow up with Pacific Crest Trail through hike northbound in 2020. And as you all know, we were very fortunate to be able to spend time in Vietnam in the beginning of the year in light of everything that's happening with the big C word. But that through hike for 2020 might have to take a back seat. Don't know if we're doing it 2021 yet. That has yet to be determined. And also we will be uploading some of our 2018 Appalachian Trail section hikes, since we've been sectioning it since 2018, so there's a lot of videos we have to upload. But let's get back to why I'm hosting this video here, prelude to our first episode in Vietnam. But we were very fortunate again to visit Vietnam from January 12th to February 10th of 2020 on an e-visa for 30 days. We traveled from Can Tha, south of Vietnam, to Saigon, to Dalat, to Da Nang, to Hoi An, back to Da Nang, back to Hoi An, back to Da Nang, shot up to Ninh Binh, to Hanoi, then to Ha Long Bay, back to Hanoi, back to Sapa, back to Hanoi, and then flew back to Saigon. It was a very interesting backpacking trip. So we just were living outside of our backpacks. But in any case, we saw and met many interesting people. Some of those folks I've connected with on Instagram, and some family members that I didn't meet before as well. And I wanted to let you know that this is kind of my view of Vietnam, for better or worse. It's kind of raw and for the most part uncut. It's been my first time returning to Vietnam in 45 years. I was just a little baby when I came to the country after the war. So it's been my first exposure to the country. We flew in, Unicorn and myself, with my mom from the States, and spent the first 7 days with my mom and her niece, who currently lives over in Vietnam, for the first 7 days. So we explored the first 7 days with my mom and her niece. A quick side note before we dive into our day one is our ratings. You'll notice that there is a little slide bar that pops out with some ratings on hotels and coffee. We had 79 cups of coffee, and if you want a little bit more detail on our rating system, it's basically 5-star, and the same thing with the hotels and the hostels, 5-star. If you want more details, you can put it in comments during the video, or just give us a DM on Instagram, and we'll get really more in depth on why we gave it the rating what we did. Also, I put the playlist in order as well. I'd like to start with day one, which is January 12th of 2020. It was a long day in Can Tha. We barely had any sleep. It was about a 30-hour travel time the day before. We visited the floating market. That was the highlight of day one. It was a day that I will never forget in Can Tha, in the floating market. But for sure, we'll get ready for that video here in a little bit. That'll be in the next playlist, in the next video, that is. I hope you enjoy it. I appreciate all the likes and the subscriptions that we're going to be getting from these videos. And also, you can give us a direct message on Instagram if you would like. Our Instagrams are RNTUL, Rental Explorers, and also my wife's Unicorn Explorers. Actually Instagrams for DMs and direct messages if you would like. Other than that, I'd like to prepare for day one. It took me a long time to upload. I know a few people out there were waiting on it, but there's been a lot going on in light of the big C word as well. But I finally got the video uploaded. Hopefully you enjoy it. This is day one. Many more to come, many more videos to come, and we'll have to see where we're going with all these potential hikes and through hikes moving forward. But thank you very much for being patient. We've had a blast. We had a great time. And here we go, day one. Who needs this?